See the little red dot. Oh, there we go.
Okay. The only problem is once you do that, okay, let me see. I'm just gonna admit everybody.
Okay. Welcome, folks.
Give it another minute to allow people to join. All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming to our webinar this morning, and welcome, sisters and brothers. Our webinar, Setting and Achieving Your Personal Goals, Part 1. This is part of the Women's Network Mentorship Program, and where our goal is to build more leaders by providing tools for growth. So we started this project several months ago with effectively communicating your voice, then navigating difficult conversations, followed by inspiring confidence with guest speaker Sarah Nelson. Also, last month, we presented technology to help you succeed. If you missed any of these, especially Sarah Nelson's, which I enjoyed, please know that you could view them on our website at ufcwwomensnetwork.org. Before we get started today, I'd like to share some activities that the Women's Network will be doing in October. On October 1st, the Women's Network, in partnership with UFCW Outreach, will be knocking on doors in North Carolina for Cheryl Beasley running for Senate seat. At the same time, everyone can participate by helping us phone bank to other union members to vote for Cheryl Beasley at the same time, or Senator Warnock from Georgia. This will take place at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then on October 15th, we will be precinct walking and phone banking for Katie Hobbs running for governor in Arizona. If you can join, that will be from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Then the following weekend, October 22nd, we will be phone banking for Tim Ryan running for Senate seat in Ohio at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Unable to participate, or you're too shy to talk to other union members, you too can help in our postcarding writing campaign for these candidates, and also our sister, Nikki Baczynski, formerly UFCW member and political director, running for Congress from Illinois. Sign up on our website. I'll be emailing everyone an invitation. We need to know, we need your help to elect candidates like these that help for women's rights, worker rights, and building better communities for all our members. With that, I'd like to thank you, the following Women's Network board members who helped put this webinar together. Kathy Finn, Secretary Treasurer from Local 770, Lisa Wilson Blackwell, Secretary Treasurer from Local 1994, and Michelle Duncan, Union Rep from Local 371. With that, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our sister, Kathy Finn.
Good morning, everybody. It's great to see so many folks on here and participating in these calls and webinars. I am truly privileged today to introduce Katrina Richardson, who has worked with my Local 770, over the past few years. She is truly a dynamic facilitator and educator, focused on working with unions as well as other nonprofits who are focused on the social justice movement. So she brings more than 25 years of experience with strategic planning. She brings very innovative ways of thinking about issues and problems, about how to lead, about behavioral change. She helps unions and other orgs, design new systems and new ways to think about organizational structure. She's helped our local with our own efforts to change the culture and have better management practices. And she's currently helping us with a strategic planning process. And just to say, I am thrilled that she agreed to come speak to folks today about, personal goals and personal development. She also operates as a coach for leaders, and I'm just thrilled that to be able to share what we've learned at Local 770 from Katrina with all the great other women from the UFCW around the country. So thank you for being here, Katrina.
You're very welcome. It's so great to see all of you. And also just thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Deliana, for inviting me, the board for inviting me to come in and speak. Now, the one thing is that I will not be doing much of the speaking. I will do some speaking, but this session is really going to be highly interactive. So we will be spending time in small groups. We'll be spending time just doing some journaling. We'll also have you speak with each other and share with each other. So let's just go ahead and get started. I am going to share with you a slide deck, and this is going to be our guide for our time together. So, whenever we embark on a desire to put goals in place for ourselves, like what is it that, things that we want to do and accomplish over a period of time is what I see goals as. It's important to stay connected to the why. What's our vision, right? And what are our stories around what we want to accomplish, the reason why we want to do what we want to do. And it's really more to be clear about that, right? So today, this is a two-part series. Today, we're going to focus our time on really sharing what our vision is, getting clear about the vision of what you want to accomplish, the impact you want to accomplish as leaders in the organization and in the system, right? Or in your communities, wherever that might be, right? And then get and part of the objectives for our time today is to really think about how to structure a powerful story about that impact, that difference you want to make, and connect with each other. We're going to take the time needed. This is really about going slow to go fast. I could sit there and tell you how to write up a set of goals. Easy peasy. But what I want you to do is to really connect to it. Because when we can connect to it through our story, through our vision of the impact we want to make, then we can actually move forward, right? Like we could actually see what's possible as far as steps and actions that need to be take place. So we're going to spend time thinking about what that story is, about what matters to us, and then write a little bit about what that is, share it with each other, because this is a women's mentoring, like a women's network. I want you to get together and actually talk to each other, spend time with each other, hear each other, see each other. Okay. And we're going to practice. And then we'll talk a little bit about why this is important for creating SMART goals. Okay. So the time we're going to spend is, 30 minutes. We're going to spend time really getting to know each other. We're going to take some time to really talk about what a process looks like. We're going to do a little bit of connecting to the why. And then we'll talk a little bit about next steps, which would be the next session. Any questions on how we're going to spend our time? Beautiful. So, and if there is, feel free to pop them into the chat at any point in time. As I said, this is highly interactive. We will keep it moving, okay? So, with that said, here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to break out into small groups. I'm going to put you in groups of 4. You're going to have about 8 minutes in that group of 4, well, maybe a little bit less, to share your response to what personal values guide your leadership. And when you come, you're going to share in your small groups. And when you come back, I want to just hear some highlights. Where do you see resonance? That's what you're going to report back. You're not going to share what yours is, but you're going to share, like, what was the feeling associated with sharing those values, and what was the resonance? What do you see as the thread about what you shared? And it's just going to be a popcorn, meaning anybody can share at any point in time. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and get you into those small groups. It's going to be randomly set up. You're going to be put in a room with approximately 3 to 4 people. And you're going to have, let's just make it about 6 minutes. Okay. Opening the rooms now. Let me know if you do not see the invitation.
I had an invitation for a second and then it went away.
I see that.
I can just join. Which
You
room?
can join from your, yes. And
Oh, room 2,
Juliana,
I see. Mine room
do
2.
you mind popping into room 2?
I'll
You're on mute.
pop into room 2 also.
Hmm?
I see that I'm supposed to be in room 2. So
Yes, that'd be great. Thank you. And Juliana, do you see room 2 for you? There we go. Now, I see a few folks that do not have a room. Is this something that I can invite you all into? Beautiful. I don't see it. Hi, Laverne.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Yes, I'm at my office and my internet just went
Went
down.
wonky?
So,
Do you remember
yeah,
which room you were in?
6.
6? Beautiful.
Yes.
Let me reassign you over there, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. There you go. They only have another minute or so.
Okay. Thank you.
You bet. Welcome, Catherine. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. I hope that was a nice little gathering of minds there. What came up for you as you thought? What was some of the things, not saying who was in your room, not putting attribution to anyone, just what came up for you as you shared what personal values guide your leadership today? What was some of the thing what was resonating for you? Let's just hear a few comments from folks. What was standing out for you?
Respect came up in our group.
Yeah, respect. What about for others? What guides your leadership?
Empathy and commitment.
Empathy and commitment. Thank you, Bertha. I saw Bobby and then I saw Emmanuel.
Integrity in ours.
Integrity, yeah.
Authenticity,
Authenticity.
not
right?
just following the wave, but actually, staying true to who you are and engaging your own wave.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Thank you. What about for others? What was resonating for you? Rhonda.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Katrina, we talked about respect as well, and then having our core values, because they can differ from individual to individual, but having a support partner that can encourage you, because sometimes we don't always win, even though we have the best intentions and our goals are set high. We need that encouragement from when we do have those down times.
That's right. Being there for each other. That's totally right. Thank you. D May.
Collaboration and teamwork.
Nice. Thank you, D. Anything else came up for you all?
If I may add,
Yeah.
interconnectedness. So just knowing that our actions and words affect others.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. We are all interdependent. Thank you. So I want you to hold on to these, the ones that you shared, because you will see my hope is that you see that they're part of your story, right? Like that you'll see that interconnectedness of your story, right? In your story. So let's carry on. So whenever we engage or start a session, and we're going to start going a little deeper, right? I want to invite us into this space with a set of touchstone practices, a way to engage each other with a way to set the stage for the way we engage each other in space, right? In a room such as this, or in a room where we're in person, wherever you are, this is the spirit, the ethos that I want us to hold for each other. So may I ask someone to read the very first touchstone practice for us out loud for the group?
I'm happy to do that, Katrina.
Thank you, Rhonda.
Give and receive welcome. In this circle, we support each other's learning by giving and receiving hospitality, reconnecting to abundance, and remembering there is more than enough for all of us to thrive.
Thank you. Can I have someone read the next one?
Good morning, I'll read it.
Stephanie, thank you.
All of you is welcome here. Be here with your purpose, gifts, and strength, as well as your doubts, fears, and failings. You're listening as well as you're speaking, your full humanity.
Thank you. And the third one. Corey. I saw you come off of mic. Did you want to read that?
I can jump in if that's okay.
Mhm.
What is offered in the circle is an invitation. You choose how to participate. Do whatever your soul calls for, and know that you do it with our support. Your soul knows your needs better than we do.
Beautiful, thank you. And who would read it next? The next one.
Speak your truth in ways that respect other people's truth. Our views of reality may differ, but speaking one's truth in this circle of purpose does not mean correcting or debating what others say. Speak from your center to the center of the circle, using I statements that speak from your own experience, trusting people to do their own sifting and winnowing.
Thank you. Can I have someone read the next one? Mary, I saw you come off of mic. Did you want to read the next one? Thank you.
Yes, when the going gets rough, turn to wonder. If you feel judgmental or defensive, ask yourself, I wonder what brought her to this belief. I wonder what he's feeling right now. I wonder what my reaction teaches me about myself. Set aside judgment to listen to others and to yourself more deeply. Get curious and make space.
Beautiful, thank you. And the next one.
Learn to respond to others with honest, open questions. With such questions, we help hear each other into deeper speech.
Thank you. And the last one, can I have someone read this last one to round us out?
I'll read again.
I can read.
I see someone it came up. Did I just hear someone's news voice come up?
Hi, it's Connie.
Connie, yes, that's what I thought. Okay, Connie.
Would you like me to read it?
Yes, please.
Attend to your own inner teacher. We learn from others, of course, and as we explore in our circle of purpose, we have a special opportunity to learn from within. We invite you to listen to your intuition. Your inner wisdom is your most important teacher.
So folks, this is a set of practices, touchstone, meaning that we can always come back to them when we're feeling off-centered or we feel something deeply, like using this as a way to kind of come back to center, to be resourceful in a moment is important. Drop into the chat, which one of these resonate most for you? Which one speaks loudest to you today? Because it might change tomorrow, right? But today, which one is speaking to you, so that you can be fully present in this space with us. There we go. Open questions, yep. Thank you. All of you is welcome. Tend to your inner teacher, give wisdom. Yeah. So hold on to these. These are also something to hold while you're in our conversations over the next 2 times. I will bring this back to you. Speaking your truth, you know, all of you is welcome. It's an ethos. This is a community, right? That you want to foster with each other, where you all belong, right? And this is a way, an avenue into being able to belong and bring your full self, your full authentic self into this space. Can I get a show of agreement that this is the way you will hold space for each other as well as for yourself? Thumbs up, whether it's using your emojis, just let me know that this is the space you want to hold. Yeah? Beautiful. Well, now onward we go. Okay. So let's talk a little bit more about setting goals, right? Take a look at these quotes. These quotes, and tell me, like, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. How many of you have heard that quote? Yeah, the great Maya Angelou, right? In order to carry out positive action, we must develop a positive vision. Find out who you are and do it on purpose. And this great Dolly Parton, whose music I love her. Let yourself be silently drawn by the stronger pull of what you really love. When you are doing something which serves your purpose, you are at your best. Sun Tzu. Let me ask you, as you read these quotes, what's coming up for you? How do they speak to you? What are they saying to you? Feel free to come off a mic and just start speaking, or put your hand up and it could go into the queue. It tells me who's in the queue. It pops you right up at the top of my screen. What did he say for you?
For me,
yeah, Vivian.
I really relate a lot to the one from Maya Angelou and the Dolly Parton one. Once you know who you are, what your purpose is, and that you do affect other people, it gives you some power and some like a road you should follow, right, to help other folks. And like she said, if you find out who you are and you do it on purposefully, you can make people feel better, help them. You can do for yourself as well at the same time. And we grow together. So those are the ones that spoke to me the most.
Yeah. Thank you. Dee.
I think what I get from these quotes and quotes like them is it's about mindfulness and intention.
Yes, I love that. Thank you. That's right. I love it. What about for others? What do those say for you? What do they mean?
Katrina, it's Rhonda.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the quote at the upper left, when you are doing something which serves your purpose, you are at your best, is
Yeah.
really speaking to me today, because when you're in a learning mode, you don't have the confidence that you need. And as you continue to learn, you build that confidence. So when I get to the point where I can have that confidence, I will be doing my best and I will feel my best, knowing that I have achieved that goal of learning that topic and I can help folks regarding that issue.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Kathy and then Connie.
Yeah, I think the a little bit similar to what Dee had said about mindfulness. I think that it's like if it makes me think about continuously reminding myself, like what we talked about at the first few minutes. It's like, what are my values? What's my purpose? Why am I here? And we have to, like, oftentimes in the labor movement, there's so much happening and we're so busy, we're oftentimes reacting. And I think we can forget, like, why we're here. And I think it helps, instead of always being reacting, to really step back into what, for me, like to think about what is my purpose and to step back and think about that helps to be more of a, planner and a strategic decision maker instead of just reacting to what's going on all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a union space is very much about the reaction, the go fast, the move, partly because there is an urgency for whom you're working with. Your members have an urgency, a need that you want to fulfill, right? And so this notion of action, movement, doing things, plan, act, which is a model I'll share with you, stops us from being able to reflect and discover so that we can do something differently. Because the definition, I should put this one up here, the definition of insanity is doing the exact same thing over and over and over again, right? And so if we can be intentional and slow down so that we can reflect and discover and learn something about ourselves and about others, then we can really get clearer and clearer. Connie, what came up for you?
So I'm actually going to throw another quote in, which is one that Simone Mikowski's son shared with us. And it is, understand somebody that is different than you and consider somebody else's point of view. In other words, not everybody can be as quick as you. Not everybody knows everything like you. So make sure you stop and listen.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So these quotes are intended to really help, like, to set the stage for how important it is for us to really sit with who we are, why we're doing this work, the work that we do, right? What is our purpose? To make any kind of change, we need to sit with who we are, what our values are, why are we here, so that we can make, and what's the impact we want to make, what's the change we want to make, and to do it with intentionality, with thoughtfulness, with mindfulness, not with urgency, right? Not with urgency. And oftentimes we have to be clear about what the story is, about the why. So let me share with you, like, the formula for creating, for doing this is pretty straightforward. But all the things that you have brought up just in your conversation the 3 points, right? Values, some of the touchstones, the things that are standing out for you, the quotes and the way they were speaking to you, bring up that in order for us to do something differently, to actually put goals in place, requires that we think differently. And change happens in 3 spheres. In 3 spheres, meaning that we need to really get clear about our beliefs, our ideas, our hearts and minds. We need to be clear about our purpose. What's our vision for ourselves and the work we do? And then we need to actually do something differently, behavior change. We actually need to put together a plan, what it is we need to do, how we need to do it. And then we need to put systems in place, strategies for how we want to do the change. So if you think about goal setting is exactly this. I'm going to give you steps, but goal setting, if we want to do something different, show up differently, then we need to make sure you're clear about your purpose, that you actually put in place a set of actions. Like, what is it that I'm going to do differently? And then what are the things that the action steps you can put in place? So you see how this wheel of change happens? And what we know about change, how many of you have done a New Year's resolution? Most of us have tried it at least once, right? Now, how many of you, like, after the first month, we're still doing your New Year's resolution? Yeah, some of you are all like, no, right? Like, our New Year's resolutions is exactly the same thing. We say, like I say, oh, I'm going to go work out. Yes, I'm going to work out. Absolutely. This is the year I'm going to do this, right? And then I go for the first couple of times, because, you know, my heart and mind really, that's what I say I'm going to go do. And then I sit there and I go out and I go for a walk, and I go for a walk the next day, and I might do another walk, but then it starts to taper off because I really haven't put into place any systems or structures. So, like, for me, I would need an accountability buddy, someone I'm going to go meet, who's going to call me and say, we said we were going to be somewhere at 5 o'clock to do this walk. Where are you? Right? Like, someone I feel tied to, which is my system, right? Like, I know I need to have that. Like, because I know I'm going to slip on the behavior change, the actual walking, if I don't have that person or a system or a strategy to actually accomplish it, right? Now, that's a simplistic way of looking at setting goals, right? But that New Year's resolution is a goal. It's a personal goal for me, right? And we all have been there. So you see how, like, all of these need to be operating together in order for the change that you want to make happen. Because if you only do one, if you only say you're going to do it, will you do it without the behavior change? How many of you would do it? It actually requires you do something, right? And it requires that you have something in place to make sure you do it. So that's all that to say. That is how we make goals. So here are the steps, right? Like, I think you've heard me say this, but just to lay it out, the strategies for setting a goal is connect to your purpose. Why do you want to do this? Why do I do what I do? Why am I here? Why am I on this call? Right? Think about the results you want to make, to see because of what you're doing, what's the impact? What will be different because of what you're doing? It's important to name it. And then set some SMART goals. And SMART is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely, right? Sometimes we can go way too far or way too short, right? We want to make sure they are realistic, achievable. Okay. And then set an action plan with those timelines. Like, that's the strategies. What are you going to do? Take action. Take action. I would add in here, find an accountability buddy. Right? Take action. What's the system you're going to put in place? And then reflect, learn, and pivot. Because what we know about goals is that if we set them realistically, that they're achievable, then when we come back to it, we can actually say, okay, what worked and what didn't work? And then be able to shift and pivot, because goals will change over a period of time, given the circumstances and the environment and the landscape around us. And it's okay. Don't be hard on yourself, right? Because we can get really set and say, this is our goal. By hook or crook, we're going to do this. But then that's not taking care of yourself, or being ruthlessly honest with yourself that maybe something needs to change. Because in all honesty, life happens all around us. And being kind to yourself about your goals and taking the time to go slow to go fast is an important step that we sometimes gloss over in the process of setting development goals, or setting personal goals, or setting work goals, right? Any questions so far? No, pretty straightforward, right? Yeah. Now, as I said, I wanted to just kind of, I'm like double click on this. The way we learn as adults is that we do a lot of planning and acting. How many of you, like even Kathy brought it up, like we're just acting. And what I would say is sometimes, given the environment we're in, we're actually reacting. We're reacting, and we're only spending time on plan and act, plan and act, plan and act, or we're just spending in reacting. And we're not getting any learning from that process. Rhonda, to your point, right? Like if we're learning, then we're growing. And what that means is that if we plan and act and we reflect, we actually might be able to determine, like, oh, this didn't work. When I say this doesn't work, most people sit there and go, we made a mistake. And I think everybody should make lots of mistakes in order to learn, because our greatest learning comes from mistakes, right? And our greatest learning comes from being able to reflect on those mistakes and then to think about what we would do differently moving forward. And holding that when you're creating your goals is also important. Be kind, reflect on what didn't work, and also what did work, because we need to celebrate the things that worked well. The both and. It's not either or. Okay. So with that, let's just take some time. I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to just journal. we're gonna get ourselves comfortable, clear about what it is that why we're doing what we do. What is it that you want to accomplish? What is your vision for yourself as an individual? Okay. And what I want you to do is take the 5 minutes to answer these questions. And they don't have to be like question number 1, answer question number 2, answer question number 3. It could come up as a story for yourself, right? It could be a story for yourself. Why are you involved in the work of UFCW? Why is this important to you? Why is this work important to you? Why is the work you do important to you? What impact, these next 2 questions are very similar. What impact will your work have on your members, your coworkers, your community? And what change would you like to see for you and for them? What's the change you want to see as a result of your work? What would be different? So just take 5 minutes. I'm going to put the timer. You can turn off your camera. I just want you to jot down whatever. This is just free form writing, journaling. I'm hoping as a result of this program, you all have like a leadership journal. That would be really great. A really beautiful one. Like I have a little orange one here that I use. Just jot down your thoughts to these questions. Take another 2 minutes. start to wrap up now. And come on back if you can, onto camera if possible. This is not the end of the conversation. This is not the end of your writing, okay? This does not have to be perfect. This is just your first thinking, like your first round of thinking. My hope is that as you continue to noodle on it and share with people, that it starts to get clearer and clearer and clearer for you. So this writing exercise is just your first round, your initial thinking, all right? And so before I break you up into small groups, because you're going to share what came up for you as you wrote these, you responded to these questions. Some of you might have responded to the questions directly, which is totally okay. Some of you might have created a story, and that's totally okay as well, right? This is ours. These are our thoughts, our experiences, our vision, the forming of our vision and purpose. Now, before I break you up into those small groups, I just want to first of all remind you that the Touchstone practices, you all have agreed to hold space for each other. So in the small groups, I want you to hold that same space. And I'm actually going to ask you to do a little bit of a listening exercise, paying attention to what does it mean to actively listen to someone speak and share their vision and their purpose, their beginning shaping of their vision and purpose. And there are like 4 big steps, but there's some nuance to this, right? In listening, just remember, pay attention. And that means really giving the person your undivided attention, being present, not, turn off your phones, turn off your computer, or turn away from your computer, whatever it might be. Well, not turn away, because you do want to make eye contact, right? But to, silence everything else, anything else that you might be thinking about, or, oh, I'm going to, I want to take something that I've heard them say and, edit my stuff. Put that away. Just pay attention to the person. Be patient. Don't rush to fill in the silence, right? Allow other person the extra time to think, because this is the beginning stages of this. Some people are just responding to the questions. Defer judgment. So make sure that we're not making any assumptions or beliefs that can distort what we're thinking. Listen to learn, not to judge, right? Just stay focused on what you're hearing. Allow yourself to see and feel. Stay attuned to what people are sharing, because this is a little bit about their heart. Each person is going to be sharing a little bit about their heart. And it's important to stay present and know that, acknowledge that, because part of this process that you're going to be going through in the small groups, I'm going to give you more time. It's 20 minutes. I want you, person A, the person that's speaking, is going to share the responses to the questions to person B, C, and D. You can choose whoever goes first, right? Who's A, who's B, who's C, who's D. And then once the person has shared what their response is, and it's going to be about 3 minutes, roughly, persons B, C, and D will share one thing that really moved them or that resonated from what they heard. This is a way of getting feedback to each other. Everyone clear on the process? And that's going to be just 1 minute. It's a quick 1, 2, 3, or it could be 1, 2, right? Like whatever came up for you. And then you move on to the next person. Then B shares, then C shares, same process. All right. That should take you about 20 minutes. All right. Everyone good?
Sorry, this is Kawana.
Yes.
My internet is messing up and it's popping up. So when I get into the chat room, somebody can speed me up.
That's absolutely okay.
Okay.
All right. Now I'm going to reorganize the rooms because again, I have some people pop in and out. So I'm going to recreate. There we go. Now we're back to, there's about 3 to 4. Most of you have 3. All right. So we might adjust time. Okay. All right. See you all back in a little bit. You should see your invitation. Liliana, there you go. Thank you. Oh, yes. Okay, good. Welcome, Angela. So Angela, right now, the group is they're in small groups and they're talking about their core vision and purpose. If it's helpful, just they spent a little time writing in a journal their responses to these questions. So feel free to take a few minutes and journal for yourself your responses to these questions. Okay.
Yes, for sure. Thank you.
You bet. I'll be right back, folks. Just going to go check in some of the rooms. Welcome, Michelle. Folks are in a breakout and they just have one more minute and then be coming back into the room. In the meantime, feel free to journal on some of these questions because they will be what we'll use to go into the next session, which will be on October the 19th.
That was really fun.
Was that fun? Excellent. See, folks are coming back. I'm going to close the rooms now. That 30 seconds to come back into the room.
I was just going to tell you, I actually have to go. I have
Drop
another
off.
meeting I have to hop to. So
Totally understand.
I'm going to miss the end, which
It's
I'm
all
very
good.
sorry about, but I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks, Kathy. See you soon. There's still a few folks still finishing up their conversations, and they should be in any minute now. All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you found that to be really inspiring, uplifting, empowering, to share your vision, the way you've been thinking about your purpose. Why don't we just share? Here's what I'm again, if this isn't about sharing what someone else said, this is more about your own feelings, right? Speaking from the I. What difference does it make to personally connect to your purpose? How did it feel to share a little bit about the why you're here? What has brought you here to this space, to this union, to this work, to the movement? How did it feel to share that? Vivian.
Well, I just wanted to say that I felt, speaking to Anita, that like we both came from sort of a similar background or history on how we ended up where we are. And it's really nice to be reminded, because we're so busy on our day-to-day, and quite often we just work on our own, to be able to connect with somebody who has the same belief system and the same purpose and understands what you do on a day-to-day basis. And that just to know that there are other people out there working on the same thing that you're working on. And it's nice to have that little reminder, I think. So
Yeah. Thank you, Vivian. What else came up for you all? How did it feel to share? Mary. And then we'll go to Rhonda. Oh, you're on mute.
Is that better?
That's better.
So it felt really good to share and to know that we all come from, the same place, and we all love doing what we do, and that's why we do what we do. And for me, it was really good to finally have somebody listen to me and hear me, because this job, we always, our job is to listen to everybody else, and nobody ever really wants to hear our story. So for me, that was, great to, to have someone listen and then have feedback and tell me, yeah, they loved what I had to say. So yeah.
That's great. I love that. Thank you. Rhonda, what about for you?
Trina, we had an amazing breakout session. Linda and I shared some and it was nice. I don't know if it was supposed to be this way, but it was just the two of us. So we had extra time, and I really appreciated that, because it creates a whole different dynamic when you are one-on-one. And I think that because of the foundation that you set at the beginning of the meeting with the principles, the touchstone principles, we know that we're safe here. We know that we can share. We know that we're supporting each other. So it was very touching.
Yeah, take your time, Rhonda.
To listen to the story that we shared.
Yeah.
I think that sometimes we do need to slow down. We do need to be present so that we can absorb 100% of what the person in front of you is saying. Thank you.
You're very welcome, Rhonda. Thank you. Emotions are good. They're good. That slowing down is good. It's good for the heart. It's good for the soul. It's good to connect to our purpose, right? I want you to stay with these set of questions and continue to what I call noodle, right? Like I said, this is your first pass at this. And it's going to bring all of it back to you. Why did you walk in the door? What is it that you love? Back to those quotes, right? Be in your purpose. That when we can be in our purpose, we can then define what it is we want to accomplish and the how. Without the purpose, it feels you're just kind of drifting wherever the wind might take you. Kind of like the thistles. Is it called a thistle when you blow the little things that you blow? And they just kind of blow away.
The dandelions?
Dandelions, thank you. Had the wrong flower altogether. Here's what my invitation to you is. You all had chance to either be in pairs, in quads, in trios. It was kind of lovely to see. I'd like you to form like a pod, like a learning pod with each other. And that might be like either you go back to the person you were in a small group with, reach out to each other, or it could be in your office. There's someone here that was a part of that is in this space, that it is in your office, that you want to sit down and just take a couple of minutes, like 30 minutes, 15 minutes to just check in around your vision and purpose. Because the more we say something, what happens? It gets clearer and clearer. And the more we say it, the more we believe it. To say it is to put it into action, right? We can get clearer. We can take it into our hearts. So repetition is important. And then I want you to journal for our next session. How does it feel to say it out loud and to say it often, right? Because identifying purpose and getting into it means that we have to kind of set it, like it's got to get set. We've got to believe it. And then what are some ways, the journaling is, what are some ways you can make this happen? What would success look like? Now that question is what we're going to dig deeper in our next session on October the 19th. And then in your small groups, share with each other. All right, everyone clear on what's next? All right.
I'm sorry. Can you just repeat the last minute or so?
Yes. So
Forgive me.
What I want you to do is find a pod, someone that you want to be in community with, right? That's not in this space. It could be a mentor. It could be you already have a mentor. You might use that. You might find someone in your office. And then you're going to repeat this what you did, the responses to these questions, what you did in the breakouts. You're going to do the same thing. Repetition's important. And then also in this break between now and October the 19th, I invite you to write. How did it feel to continue to share your vision and purpose? Because that's what that was. And then what are some ways you can make this happen? And what would success look like? And that's what you're going to journal. And then you're going to share in your group as well. All right.
Perfect.
Your learning
Thank you.
pod. Yeah. So everyone good? Excellent. I am so thrilled that you all have had a chance to connect, to be in space and community with each other, and also to at the same time get clear about what your purpose and vision is, and build relationship with each other. I'm going to turn it over to Diliana.
Thank you so much, Karina. This has been an excellent spent of 90 minutes that I thank you everyone for taking the time to really participate and give back to yourself. We do it for our members, we do it for everybody else sometimes. And these 90 minutes are dedicated to yourself and developing yourself and your goals. And I thank you because this session helped me get grounded in what my values and my purpose is. So when I make decisions, that I can reconnect with that and why I'm doing the work that I'm doing. And I totally enjoyed the breakout group with my sisters. I hope that everybody joins us October 19th. We'll put the webinar again, registration on our website, which is ufcwwomensnetwork.org. If you missed any portion of today's event or want to review it, it will be posted tomorrow on our website as well. And we hope that you will join us to do some phone banking. These are crucial times, and we have to fight for our rights that we have as women, as workers on these elections coming up. And the importance is so significant. Even if you just want 50 postcards to sign and that's all you want to do, or phone banking, or actually knock on doors with us, any help would be greatly appreciated in these key states that we're working on getting some pro-labor candidates elected. But I thank you again, and thank you for coming out today and taking time out for yourself. You guys, everybody have a wonderful day, and thank you.
Take good care, y'all.
Thank you.